What's up, everybody? We're back again, back at it on the VW. We're going to be doing a couple things to it. One of them, taking it apart, reviewing the body, and start wet sanding it. Then from there, we're going to proceed with polishing it. And if we have enough time, we might end up applying some mirror finish, but we'll see what we end up with there. So just hang on for a bit, and we'll be getting started in a little bit right now. Got the coffee, getting all the tools out, busting everything out. Man, let's see here. Yeah, yesterday we were on for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I was like, man, can't wait to jump back on tonight. Get to hang out with you guys. All right, let's switch up the side now. Boom. All right, so from last night, we kind of just mocked up the bug and just left it there. On here, on this side, we put the little bear. Here, I'll put it on this side real quick before I put it away. And let's see here. I'm just trying to bring out some of the stuff we're going to be needing tonight for this next step. This is just a regular plastic container where I'm going to be putting water. I put a little sticker in there, a little stamp. This thing like stayed on there. It does not come off. Pretty nice. You get water in there, soap, all kinds of stuff, and it still stays on. So that's pretty neat. So we're going to need this. And I brought out the refill size. This thing's huge. The Dawn soap. Look at that. They're marketing to it here. They always show those commercials with the ducks full of oil, you know, poor ducks. But yeah, this stuff's really good. We're gonna be using. All I need is like a few drops of it, but I brought the whole thing, you know, just to show you guys. And let's see what else. We're also gonna be needing sanding pads. These are the God Hand sanding pads, polishing pads. We do carry these on our website, scaleriders.com. So, I mean, I just kind of threw them in here in this little case right here. And let's see. Let me bring out the grits that we're going to be needing right here. Let me make sure these are the same. Yep. So far I'm going to bust out with those two. And I'm going to leave this out because you never know. I might need more. So we're talking about 8,000 grit to 10,000 grit right there. And let's see. So for this step, we need all this and also water. Let me go ahead and bring that water bottle real quick. Let's bust it out. Bam. I have this in this spray bottle right here. So we're going to get some of that water out right there. All right. And, you know, I'm going to have to clean up the table as well. Move some stuff around before we get started. But let me give some shout outs in the chat. I see Slowly Models. What's up, playa? Oh, what up? And then we also got Paint Maverick as well. What's up, man? Dang, right here, bro. We're back at it. We're going to take apart the VW and we're going to get started on wet sanding this thing. We're going to pretty much feel it out, see if we feel any high little rough areas, any orange peel like that. We're going to start getting rid of all that stuff. So right now we're just kind of moving things around, getting rid of the things that we currently don't need right now. They could just be off the table right here. And here, I'll set this aside right there. 2 grits. And all right, let's see. We just need the body. That's it. So let's go ahead and remove the body away from the interior. We'll set the bear right there in the back area where we said he was going to be. There he is. Look at him. All cute. And I can't wait to paint this little guy. There he is. We're going to paint that little dude. We're going to have a matching already right there. Here, I'll just put this right here. Where's the other one? Oh, where's the other one? Uh-oh. Did I lose it? Oh no. I guess I dropped it somewhere. Anyway, let me set this over here. Oh, you know what? It's on the glass. Sorry. Damn, I was tripping. Here it is. It was along with the other parts. But anyway, let's see here. This is what we need right here. Is just the body right here itself. And you know when I painted this right here, I also when it was in the little stand, I painted a little bit of candy in the inside right there. Not too much, just a little bit. Dusted it in there. And then when I clear coated the car, clear coated the whole thing, but I also managed to get clear coat inside the fenders there, all underneath right here in these areas right here, just to protect it, you know. And let's see. So we're gonna get close, just so you see the inspection right here. Let's see. See that right there? See right in the light right there where I'm highlighting those two little bumps right there. So down here you don't see that, right? It looks kind of like, oh, cool. It's kind of smooth or whatever. But nah, man, these are those pesky little things that you touch them with your finger, you could already feel it. It's smooth, and then oh, what's that? Smooth, and you feel it. So we got this whole big area right here. That's good to work with. The fenders, I do not feel nothing, and it looks pretty clear. So that's a good sign right there. This side right here also, right here even the same. Right now, so far the roof, I feel something. Let's see, we're gonna fill it out right here. Not really anything, but I do see a little bit of orange peel. So we will rub that area out. The same with the fenders, man. I got kind of lucky with the fenders there. And then right here, you can see it too. I need to work on that right there. Let's see right here. Look, it looks kind of dirty right there. We're gonna get rid of that. What I'm gonna do is just wet sand it, dole it out, clean it up, and then we're gonna, polishing it it's what's gonna bring it back to life. I'm not gonna clear it. I don't feel like it's necessary. I think if I re-clear it, I'm gonna end up putting more clear on here. It's gonna be super thick. It's gonna look weird. So we're just gonna leave it like that. And let me say what's up right here back in the chat. We have Broken Ankles Racing. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Lane Low Hobbies. Cubo, what up, bro? What's up? Right here, about to get started on the next phase of the build. Right here, we're gonna wet sand this thing, and then after that, we're gonna see where we end up next. Then we also have Joe Ariola. What's up, man? How you doing? We're good. Just getting started. Got the coffee ready as well. So we're gonna get going in a little bit right now. Hey, what's up, Tom? All the way from Wisconsin. What up? All right, let's see. So let's pour some water in here. And this is distilled water. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it matters. It could be any water. I'm just rocking the distilled because this is the closest thing that's right here in the space. And I don't need to put a whole lot, but yeah, I was just like, oh, it's right here. This is what I use. JO1963. What's up, bro? All right, so we just put that in there. Then we're gonna brought the refill size. I should have just busted out like a little thing, but I just wanted to show you how much I put. It's just a little bit. Let's see if it get all right, I'll capture it like that. Let's see. One. Oh, wait. That was like 1.5. 2. One more drop. Right there. That's it. That's all the soap I need. I don't need a lot. All right. Seal that. Got to put that back in the kitchen, underneath the sink right there. All right, cool. Then you can see it. You can see it right there, the blue. So looking at this right now, feeling it out. I don't need to go too extreme. Let me show you the sanding pads right here. Okay, these are the God hand ones. Oh wait, here they are. I'm just gonna break all these out. These little ones. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about them before I proceed. So on the God hand pads, when you buy them, they're usually long, but you can cut them. And also there's different thicknesses right there on the foam. Really different thicknesses. So let's see here. We have 8,000 grit, 10,000, And then there's also a 6, a 4, and then this is the 2000. Oh yeah, look, this one's even thicker. This is a 10 millimeter right here. And let's see here. So with these, like if this was pretty bad, like the clear job, let's say it was really really bad orange peel and just like a bunch of debris, you know, got on there, then I'd probably be going around starting on the 4000. And if I notice, man, it's still there, man, I might have to go even back further to into the 2000 and wet sand that. And then I would have to build back up, you know, do all this in the 2000, 4000, 6000, 8000, and then 1000. After 1000, I probably would re-clear it again just to make sure that next coat of clear would just flow out over everything smooth, and then that's it. But for this one, I feel like I put enough, like a cool amount of clear, not overdoing it. But you know, we got these little areas. I don't think it's that bad to that we have to go this low. But I will want to rock with the 8 to be on the safe side, and we'll do that. The way we're gonna do it is we're gonna start from this side and go this way. So we're gonna be going, you know, in that direction, back and forth. And then once that's done, we're gonna rotate it, and then we're gonna be closing it in like that, side to side, side to side. So you know, because there's gonna be obviously little scratches. We're gonna dole it out and dole it out this way, and then to get rid of those, we're gonna have to use this, and we're gonna have to do the same way, you know, like that. Same method. So let's see here. So this one, we're gonna put it in the water, get a little bit of that soap, make sure that soap gets everywhere, mix it up. Damn, I feel like those dudes that those dudes that cook in the streets. I don't even know what countries they are. I don't know what it is, but it always pops up on my Instagram. And these dudes are like, you know, they grab the meat, the eggs. That's what I felt like right now. All right, enough of that. Let's see. Before I get started, let me answer a question right here. Joe asks, "Hey, I wanted to know if you ever plan to make Scale Riders shirts." I do have some shirts up on a third party company that you can order from. Later, I will do some on my own, just getting them printed local, and then, you know, sell them through my site or even at shows. I just haven't done it yet. I haven't got around that. But yeah, definitely, it's gonna definitely happen. But if you do need one now, there is we do have a link on the page. Man, it sucks I can't post it right here, but later I'll try to get it later. I'll show it a little further on. And then let's see, Jo, he asks, have you ever used Createx paints, Edgar? You know, I have a couple times. I have used them, but it's already been a long time from that. It must have been like 2018 perhaps. And it was cool. Like I remember laying down like primer paint, like a white pearl, and then I even clear coated it, and I didn't have any issues with that. Everything was pretty cool right there. But yeah, in the future, I would want to try it again. You know, my friend that's here, Paint Maverick, he talks about it a lot, and he uses it, so it's a good product. And there's other people that I know that rock it. All right, so check it out, guys. So it's shiny right now, and then we got that little debris. So we're gonna start wet sanding it. Hopefully we can knock that stuff out right there. Right now, as I'm rubbing it back and forth, right here I could feel the roughness, and then right here it's all smooth. So let's focus on that little roughness right there. And then, all right, I think we knocked it out because I don't feel it anymore. It was like a little bit of resistance right there. And then also you got to be careful, like right here on these little edges, you know, right here it's not really necessary. It's more on these bigger areas right here. So we're going in this back and forth motion from one side to the other. All right, let's see. Dip that back in there. And then I'm going to get a little towel later and wipe it, and you're going to notice it's not shiny no more. And I remember the first time when I was learning how to do this, it kind of freaked me out because I thought I messed up the model. I was like, dude, I just cleared it. It was nice and shiny. I love the way it was looking like, but it had all this dirt and orange peel on it. What did I do wrong? I was freaking out. And then I hit up my homie. There's this guy, he's on Instagram, Scott Scale Builds. Man, this dude is like so dope at model building. And every year he's always like on the top 10 at Acme. I got to finally meet him in person last year in October, and he got the award as well right there. Congrats to him. But he's the one who taught me how to polish these models. There's also some great info by NYS Model. He's from New York. And that dude right there has some really cool tutorials. This method I'm doing is I also am adopting that from him because he cleared a car that was all black, and then he ended up sanding it and everything. And I was like, dude, like a lot of the times painting a car all black and getting a really nice paint is difficult because there's always going to be little things that could land on it, or even when you're clearing it, that will show above the black, and you're like, dang, what the hell? It's like in the in-between. It gets stuck. All right. So I think now, let's see. Let me rub my finger. Starting to feel better. Here, now we got to go the other direction from one side to the other. Like this. I don't know if it makes any noise, if you guys can see that or hear it. Yeah, it's crazy because sometimes it gets a little milky as you're like wet sanding, like right there. And it's just part of the clear and part of the debris that you're knocking off. So now we're going this way. We're kind of just closing it off right here like a box. All right. Let's say if I'm doing this and I still feel it, like I still feel like, oh dude, it's still rough, like it's not getting it, then from the 8 I would jump down to a 6 and I start from there. But right now this feels pretty good. Let me get a little towel to wipe it with, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Let me say what's up. Armando, what's up, man? We're back. Oni Works. What's up, bro? We are here. All right, let's see. Let me grab a little towel right here. I wrote on it. Let's see. All right. So my friend Scott put me onto this brand, Atom Polishes. And this is the one I bought. Atom Polishes Single Soft Plush Towel. I wrote on this just to wet towel for dry. And then I wrote a number 1, washes. And then the bottom, Ultra Premium Plush Microfiber Towel. So this thing, it's a pretty big towel. And I think this is like the standard size because it's for like automobiles or whatever, right? And the thing with Scott, he also he's part of that car industry where he also does a lot of detailing and polishing, and he works with compound ceramics, all kinds of stuff. And his work is just bad and like so dope. And he recommended this to me, so I was like, I bought a 3-pack of them, and he was like, dude, like definitely you gotta get this. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spray the top. Let's see, like this, just to like knock whatever that dirt down in there. See, normally this I'll do it in the house, like in the sink, turn on the water on the sink and letting everything just kind of fall down. But since we're here, I'm not gonna be running back and forth. I'm just doing it this way for you guys to show you. So we just want to inspect it real quick on the roof, make sure that, all right, it's dry. And let's see, we're going to review it. It's still kind of wet. I want it to dry so it looks dull. And we're going to look at something, and I'm going to point something out just so we can know, like, are we done? Should we move on? Or are we still, stuck in this area? All right, cool. So now, see, now it's drying. Now it's going dull. It's not shiny no more. You can still see the lighting, but let's see. I'm going to turn this slowly, and I'll try to point something out. Let's see. Like right there in the light, there's a little dot. That one's still there. Feels smooth, but that's still there. Let's see if I see anything else. Right here, right there. Hold on. There's like a tiny little speck, like right here. Right there when I highlight it with the light, right there. Bam. All right. And then there's one more right here. All right. So right now when I'm touching it, you can't feel it, but you could see it. So we still need to focus on that little area. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna sand it right here in these two little areas instead of the whole thing. I'm just gonna focus on those two little spots. And now I'm gonna put a little bit of more force in it. All right. Let me try to dry it with my other finger. All right, I can still see one. The other one's starting to fade away. I'm pretty much leveling it out right there. Yeah, because what happens is those are those little things that stand out later, especially when you have this down on the table and someone's taking photos or looking over it. They're gonna be like, "Oh, dude, like right there, you could tell right there. Look at that." Nah. All right. Let me try this one more time, and we'll look at it. And this is all a process that you pretty much just repeat over and over and over. Doing this, it's not like you do it once. This stuff could take time. I know some dudes have told me it takes some hours, but it shouldn't be that crazy. Let me see. All right. All right. Right here, I see some more. But yeah, this is the 8,000 grit right here. And then after this process, we're gonna jump into the 10,000. But before that, we still gotta run through the rest of the areas of the body that I was telling you guys about. So right now I'm just applying a little bit more pressure. Yeah, I think we got him now. I think we knocked it down. And this also takes care of like orange peel. Yeah, but these sanding pads are great. I'm rocking the 2 millimeter thickness. We also have these a little bit thicker. Like right here, this foam. This is in a 10 millimeter as well. So that's if my fingers were sore and I wanted more of a block, Yeah, big difference on the feel of it. Cool. And now we're going to go side to side. We'll flip it the other way too. To make sure we also get some pressure on this side. And then we're going to spray it again. Right. Cool. I'm going to go back and just dry that roof again with the towel. And then we're gonna look at it once it dries right now. See how the roof's looking. If we could, this is gonna determine if we should move on or stay here a little longer and keep cutting it, cut and buff. All right, let's see. Let me get really close. Let me look at the light. Oh yeah, right there. Damn, that thing's still there. There's a tiny little spot right here. Here, let me just hit that little spot. It's like really tiny. Let me see if you guys can hear this. Hear that right there? Sand in that little area. All right, cool. Let me see how fast I can go. Kind of like the way that sounds. A little sound effect. All right. And then right here, I see a little bit of orange peel. Just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. Right quick. Man, I wish you guys could hear that. It's just the mics over here on the side. All right. I'm starting to like the way it looks. Right there. All right, let's turn this thing around. And now you're starting to see the reflection. Let's see if it captures it. Like, see my finger on the on the roof, like it's mirroring the reflection. That's from the polish. Now we're getting there. We're starting to see ourselves. Okay. Let's see. All right, it's looking a lot better. I think we'll we'll leave this alone for now. I'm gonna do these two parts right here, and then I'm just gonna do the sides. The fenders are pretty okay, um, but let's go ahead and work on these. The cool thing about this, I could bend it also to get in here. I gotta be very careful that I don't get on these edges, that I don't end up like striking them. I mean, it would take a while for me to like damage them, but since I'm going back and forth, I gotta be very careful that I'm just working on the inside just to get rid of this little rough spot right here. Just going up and down. Then we're gonna do the same for the other side. Yeah, and I gotta do this because I'm not gonna re-clear it. We're just gonna rock with this show clear from House of Color. It's a 3-in-1, 3 parts clear mixed with 1 part catalyst, which is considered a hardener, and then you got to reduce that with another part of reducer, which is pretty much like a thinner, and all from the same brand. Then after that, you got to mix that up and let that sit for like maybe 10 minutes. So this way, all the chemicals bond together. And then once everything's bonded, then you're good. You just go ahead and spray it out from your airbrush. All right, let's see. Now let's go back and forth like this. It's a trip because when you look at the House of Colored tech sheets or information, none of their tech sheets will say like this is for airbrush application. It's mostly for spray guns. But you know, it has been done with airbrush, and that's what we've been doing as well, continuing that on, from what others have been doing from the past. And let's see here. Let's see where we're at. with the nose right here. Let's see, let this dry. Very minimal orange peel, very minimal. I feel like we did knock it out right there. We're still gonna do a little bit more though. I don't want to just be like, all right, done, because we focused a lot more on that, and this one needs a little more attention, just a little more. It's not as bad, but still, we just want to make sure we get in here. But yeah, with these God Hand, we do offer all the other sanding colors, but all the ones that are for polishing are going to be with this white pad and then different colored, representing the numbers of the grits. Sometimes people ask me, what's the difference between, like, why are all those white and the other ones are, like blue, red, yellow, green. All right. So now we went up and down. Now let's go sideways. All right, cool. So the reason why I'm doing this whole step is just to finally get this done. Then we could start to apply the chrome trim on the body. And once we're done with all that, then we could start applying the windows, put trim on the windows and then start putting those on. And then putting tape, gluing them down, and we could start to move forward, getting closer to the finish line. So let's go side to side. Right here. Just got to be careful holding this because it's really delicate. It's smaller, and you're just going with the flow of the body right here, the shape of the body. So right now we're just getting in the bigger areas. We don't really have to be in these little corner areas. It's mostly just the bigger areas. Because a lot of times, like, think about like photographs. When your car's sitting there and someone takes a photograph of the side, depending how the light's hitting it or whatever, you're gonna you're gonna see the reflection. And if you don't polish it or whatever, or you're gonna be able to see a lot of the orange peel, in case if like not enough clear was applied or it just wasn't polished out. You'll be able to see that. And I mean, this could be challenging too sometimes, uh, but as long as you keep doing it on each build and practicing, you start getting better at it. Let me do again, back and forth, up and down. So it's like a crisscross kind of method where you start to eliminate um, the areas in the orange peel. Because back then I used to just go in all these weird different directions, and then later I'd see all these lines like what, like, just going everywhere. And I'd be like, what the heck? And then my friend started telling me, yeah, like when you start going back and forth and up and down, it kind of closes it all in. It eliminates it. All right, let's spray a little bit of water. What are you guys up to? Are you guys working on your builds too? Bust out the models. All right, cool. So yeah, we got rid of that shine for sure. Let's do this side. Get a little bit of the orange peel out. Yeah, just a little bit. It doesn't have too much. Oh, sweet. The Pepsi bug. That's dope. How many bugs, Casey, are you gonna be done with at the end? Because I know you were working on another one aside from the Pepsi. But I don't know if there was another secret build. let's go. This side right here. Yeah, this stuff gets a little milky, and I don't know if it's like the clear or the soap. There you go. Let me spray the hood again. Take a look. Yeah, I feel like I need to rub it a little bit more on the inside right there. This one just a little bit. Yeah, we're getting there. It's getting to where I feel like, all right, we're done. Let's see here. Let me try the block for this flat area right here. The block. Oh, sweet. Working on the bug too. Awesome, man. Andres, what year did you go with on your bug? Dang, shooting for 3 Pepsi, La Rana, and a rainbow sparkle one. Awesome, dude. Hell yeah. That's dope. All right. Let's see. I want so you guys can hear it again. There we go. We're knocking it out. Getting rid of all that orange peel. It's starting to look more a little bit more uniform than what it was in the beginning. Oh, nice. The Tamiya 66. Okay. Cool. Let's see. I know, same here, man. I can't wait to see everybody else's builds on the bugs. Yeah, it's gonna be really nice to see that site of all the different cars. The bug. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good for the sides. Let me hit the roof. I mean the roof. The hood right here. See how close I can get to this little corner, this little edge. Up and down, up and down. Same on this side. That's how close I'm getting right here. All right, let me drink some coffee. Little break. Break time. And get me some coffee right here before this thing gets cold. I posted, well, on here on YouTube, I posted the video of the 63 Impala convertible that when I did the unboxing, but I also posted on Instagram before I jumped on the live because I was kind of like, man, I kind of mentioned it on there, but I didn't even post it. So I was like, let me throw that up before. As long as it's under 10 minutes, it will, I could throw it up on there. So that was cool. Man. All right. Let's see here. All right. So let's put this away now. And let's go back and take a look at the bug where we left off on this thing. Just gonna wipe the whole thing. We're gonna inspect it. Yeah, I need to buy more of these polishing towels. I need to get some more. So I only have the 3, and the other 2 I use them for the compound when I'm cleaning that stuff off. But right now we're just rocking it on this, and then we're gonna peep one more time before to see if we missed anything. Alright, I see that part. I see that part. Alright. So I kind of see like a little stubborn area right here and right here still. And then right here a little bit. And just on the inside. That's it. The sides are looking pretty cool. Alright. For the stubborn area, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to step down to the 6,000. I'm going to go 1 floor down just to attack this area right here. Let me see. I'm going to go dry. I'm going to go just really slow back and forth. I need to know what the heck's going on right there. And I'm using like the little corner of the pad too, like this, as I'm applying that. It's really small, like really, really, really small. All right, there we go. It's starting to go away. All right, we got it. Let's see the front right here. This is a little stubborn area. There it is. Use the corner of it, pushing down. Turn it. There we go. Kind of squeaks much. So I'm not going too far like forward and back. It's just that little area I'm attacking. All right, cool. Oh yeah, way better. So it's like right here and right there. So now we need to get rid of those lines. With this grit. Yep, a lot better now. Let's go back to this side now and fix this because I can still see like a little scratched area from the 6,000. So now we're going to erase those 6,000 scratches with an 8,000. At the end, we're going to have to repeat this whole process with the 10,000, the final grit. The last level of the game. It's like that video game from Nintendo, Kung Fu. Like you start off on the level, you fight those dudes, you side kick them, and then when you make it to the end, then you climb up those stairs, and then it's like level 2 feels like level 1, the same. It's just the music might change, and then you're back in the game. And then by the time you get to level 3, it's like more intense, kind of the same thing, but more intense. And then they take you out, and you're like, oh, damn, gotta start over. Level 1. No. Kung Fu. I wonder if I still have that game somewhere. All right, dope. So we just went ahead and erased that. Let's see this. Let's go back right here and hit it. Overall. Uniform the whole thing right there. All right, cool. So let's see this. I think we're gonna have to rock the 6 for this little area, for these little inner areas, because it's important. To me these are the areas where the eyeballs tend to go to a lot of times, like a roof, and then the nose, like the front right here. There we go. There we go. The cool thing too is, like, let's say I'm done, right? I'm like, all right, cool. I already did it up. And like a year goes by, and then I keep staring at it, and I go, oh man, there's an area that needs to be, you know, cut or polished or whatever. I could still go back and redo it. I could still isolate that little area and just come back for it and do it up right there. I remember one time, my gold wagon model, I took it to a show and everything, and I was all happy. This brand new model, And then I put it away, and time passed, and then I realized, oh, we're gonna go to another show. I'm gonna bring it again, and then I was like, dude, like, this car is a little dirty. Like, it's not even as shiny as it was like in the beginning. Like, I need to clean this thing. And then that was like that was like a project right there, trying to sort all that out. Here, you know what? Let's hit this. And then yeah, I was able to revisit and like wet sand it, like the roof, especially the roof, because the roof's huge, and you want to be able to show that off really nice. But yeah, I mean, I could have done this obviously, like, behind the scenes or whatever, and just been like, all right, we're just gonna put together the trim. But then I feel like these steps are pretty crucial, and I think, for those that don't have an idea, or are interested in kind of learning the process or seeing the process, that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing it. So you guys can kind of see that right there unfold. and kind of like a behind the scenes look on in the car before it gets put together for the show, the gig. Okay. Now with the 8, let's wrap this up with the 8 now, and on both sides, and then we're gonna come back and just finalize everything with the 10. All right. What's up, Armando? How's how are the bugs coming along? I know you're working on that pink lady custom, but have you put that one down and just worked on other ones to get them done for the show? It's show time. Let's see. Let me put this right here. Now side to side. So I'm just hitting it with the 8,000 where we had left off on the 6, and then we're just gonna come back down and hit the area. Oh, wait, do I see something here? Hold up, let me check. I feel like I saw something right here. Yep, it's gone. Sweet. Just want to make sure, man. All right, cool. All right, here we go. Let's bust out with the 10,000 block. This is the final stage right here. Let's see. Nah, you're welcome, man. Hope this helps. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna go over it back and forth with the 10,000. We're gonna try to get rid of all the scratches of the previous grits that we were sanding with. I'm gonna try to bring up the shine with this, and then obviously if we need more shine, then we do the polishing with the Meguiar's gear. Hell yeah, I'm loving the way this is looking right now. Now it's starting to look more presentable right there. Yeah, only works. I'm gonna try to get as much footage as I can from the shows, from videos, live, and just photographs. All right, let's go one more time. See, now you look at this. Look at the shine. It's like the glossiness is kind of back, but we're still gonna use some other goodies in a bit. For now, we're just rocking it right here. Dang, I'm just like really happy right now with the way it looks. Let's see. Let me go back. Hold on the chat. I know you guys are chopping it up. Let's see. What's going on? Oh, here we go. See, Joe says, I'm still learning how to shoot gloss paint. Generally, how long should I wait before color sand a model that had been shot with a clear coat? Hey, what's up, John? Yeah. Oh, thank you, John. Um, the paint that you're using, Joe, what brand of paint is it that you're rocking? Okay, I think the roof's done. Let's see. Let's move on to this front part right here. Oh, House of Colors. Yeah. So when whenever I shoot, like, like, let's say the whole body's already primered, and then I come over, and let's say if I was using like metallics, and I shot a base of just metallics, then at that point I don't really sand it. Like the paint, I just leave the paint as is because it always lays out like as a matte finish. And let's say if I was like, all right, I want to clear this that same day, I'd probably wait maybe like I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just for it to kind of gas out. You know, nothing crazy is really gonna happen, but I would just let it kind of chill out for a little bit, and then you could start getting it ready and just clear it. When you clear it, that's where it's gonna bring that color to life, and it's gonna make it all on the clear coats. Depending how many coats you add, starts to bring that the shine to life, and then later you could sand it down and even out the playing field on there. But you could do the stuff the same day. I mean, I've seen, man, like Armando, other people just do it like things really fast, really quick, and it's a great paint system. It's very versatile. But let's say if you're working with pearls, the same with the pearls. You lay them down, and you just kind of leave them, because if you sand them, you're gonna be sanding like the effect like off. You could probably like knock that off of it, and then when you clear coat it, it could be gone. Um, but yeah, and then when it comes to clear coating, I waited on mine. After I clear coated mine, I probably waited maybe 5 days to come back and start to wet sand it, or even like the next day. I know I kind of did a quick mock up, but I had left it out in the sun for a long time the day of, just because I wanted this to start curing already, start to bake out there. But I think if let's say I challenge myself, like, let me paint a car, like a solid color, house of color. I think I could do it in one day and clear it. You know, it wouldn't take me all day. It was just in a moment, shoot the base, let that chill for a bit, like 30 minutes, go do something else, come back, and then clear it. Done with that. And then if I decided, oh, let me add more graphics or something else, I could still scuff the clear, and then even add more paint or whatever, or like another layer, and then you can even re-clear that. So there's a lot you can do with it. And yeah, don't be afraid to like experiment too, because that's what I feel like about this paint. It has a lot of, it's very versatile. So, it's kind of, it's when it starts to get like this kind of squeaky, it's like, all right, you're like, that orange peel is, a lot of it's gone from the side. Now it's starting to kind of get stuck. Like, all right, dude, it's even now. You can put a little bit of water. You can still hear some tension right there. It's like when you get a squeegee and you put it on glass, and then now the glass is clean and you still keep hitting it. At some point, no liquid or nothing, it starts to get kind of squeaky. Okay, sweet. Now you're welcome, man. Yeah, anytime. Let me know. Drop a line on there, and then we can check it out. hopefully I can help you with some info on that. All right. So we already did these two sides. I think we already did this side too. I just gotta spray the car and get rid of all the debris because the water dries on here with the debris. All right, cool. Now this side. There. All right, cool. Man, I'm just happy I didn't have to do the fenders. Like, I really like the way the fenders came out. Okay. So, let's see here. Let's get the water. We're going to spray the whole little car. You get the soap, debris, everything off of it. If I was under the sink, in the kitchen, I would just let the water run for a little bit, getting everything off. Right there. All right. Let's try this thing now. And then these ones that I was using, I'm gonna toss them in there, just so the water, whatever debris comes off of it with the soap, and then later I'll dump out the water, rinse the whole thing, and then dump that out, and then just let those air dry. I just gotta let them air dry on a little like napkin or whatever, and they're good to go. I feel like with these sets, with anything God hand, like you buy a set and it's gonna last you a long time, and then it's like to replace one, it's gonna take a minute. A lot of times I was like buying a bunch of them, and then later I ended up giving a lot away because I had just too much right there. I was like back then I was like, dang. Now I just have like the primary set I rock. That's why I put it in the little box, so I could always break it out when I need to. Right there. So, all right. So now we're gonna let this chill for a bit. Let me wipe this down too. But there we go. Let me grab a little paper towel. There we go. All right, on. Thanks, slowly. Yeah, Andres, they do, bro. I agree. They're awesome, dude. Like, all right, cool. So there's no more water. That's fine. Let's clear that right there. Let's put these away, and then I'm going to pull out some of the stuff I rock for like polishing. So we'll bust that out a little bit right here. Let me just put these. I'm just gonna toss them in here. I'll sort these out later. I usually like to put them by the grit size and everything, but we'll set those back in the case right here for now. Then we'll pull out the other case, this one right here. Bam, this is what we're gonna need next. I need that. We're also gonna need this tool. And let me get the Maguire's. This one. Scratch X. That one. And then this one. Boom. Oh, let's see. Oh, thanks, bro. Thank you for that support right there. Let's see, guys. So these are the compounds that I rock. First, we start off with the Scratch X by Meguiar's, and then we follow it up. Let's see, with the compound, and then the final stage will be the polish. And let's see, then we have the Dremel. This is a Dremel Micro right here. Let's see here. So for the polishing, I have these that are cone shape as an option. There's also these other ones like this, right? Like you get this size, and then there's also more of a round pad that you attach to this piece right here, this bit right here, like that. You push it down. So each one of these has a different how can I say this? Okay, so this red one, right? You touch it and it's like super soft. The now this is more of a medium, and then the green is like really hard, right? So let's see here. So normally you start, like if I was gonna use each wheel, it's like that one goes for that one, and that one right there. Let's see if I get my small ones, because I know I have some smaller ones. Oh, drop the big one. Here's a blue. Here's another red. There's a green. There. And then this is the the bit for it right here for the small one, and then that's for the other side. Other size. So with these, right, these compounds, all this stuff right here, I pretty much got this you could get them at any automotive, like, or even like any major store, like a Walmart, O'Reilly's, or any auto parts type of store. Pet Boys, if you got one around, if not online. But this is kind of what I rock right here. Tamiya also makes a compound and everything. Those work great. The only thing with those is that they're kind of hard to get. I think you might be able to find them on eBay now in the US, but I tried carrying them for a while. I reached out to my distributor. We had the pre-order in and everything, and it's already been more than 2 years, and I don't think those things are ever coming. So, and if they show up one day, oh man, I have a set of them, but I rarely use them. Once I started rocking this, I was like, all right, this is what I'm rocking. So we're also gonna need a Q-tip right here. Probably need a few. Right there. Boom, boom. So let's see. What do we do? Let me turn this on. So this is what my friend Scott Skill Bills told me. He said he uses the same brand. I got this at Lowe's a while back. It was like $100. It has a charging station that you put it on. I've seen others where they have the wire and the cable. I've never used them, but I always felt like the wire would get in the way, of my hand if I'm rocking it. So let's see. I'm going to turn this on, and this is going to start to spin. There's a little light here, right there. You see the lights? When you turn it on, it's right at 15. So you got to turn it down. 10, 5. Listen to the sound. Watch, I'm going to put it at 10, 15. So when you turn it on, it's 15. turn it down. That's the speed that you want when you're polishing their model. The lowest speed. Because if you have it at 15, 10 or higher, you're going to burn right through that clear. Like you're going to damage the car. So let's lock this in, push this down. And then we twist this and now this is there. So now it's on there. Here we have the green one. So here, let's attach it. Right there, let's press it down right there. All right, cool. Set that there. Here, let's focus on this here. So this one, we're gonna shake it just for the compound that's been sitting in there. This stuff will last you forever, dude. Like especially for car model building. You know, you buy a set of this, dude. This thing is still like full. I probably only used a little bit of it. You know, it's not like, you know, I'm clearing cars are leaving the space here every week. You know, now it's once in a while. All right, let's open this up. Whew. All right, there it is. So the thing with this is, you know, you squeeze it. Obviously, it's going to come out right there. And you use the Q-tip. Twist it. See, look at that. It even fits pretty nice in there. Make sure you get the scratch S. Oh, let me see. Make sure you get that air out. There we go. Boom, right there. You don't need a lot. It's just a little bit. Right now, we're just going to focus on the roof. Right? So let's get this. I don't want to put it on here because then when I turn on, this thing's going to... and it's going to get everywhere. You know? So let's put it on the roof right here. Let's see. And I've done some videos on this where... like some little shorts where I'm just kind of spreading this out. Right there. So the one thing Scott told me is put it down at number 5 and just once you place it on there, just keep moving it. Like don't stay in one area. Keep flowing with it. And what happens is right now it's dull, right? Oh, you know what, dudes? I'm messing up. Check this out. Psh, the lights. This whole time I was doing this with the lights off. What the heck? Dang. See? I wasn't checking everything. Whatever. We're here now. So I just noticed, I was like, why is it so dark? See, now we got the lights. All right, so we're going to see it, see what happens now. So this is called Scratch X. It's a fine scratch and blemish remover right there. The must-have product for isolated paint problems. Total safe on all paint finishes. Restores brilliant, I can't even read, clear finish. All right, let's put that down. All right, so we're going to turn this on first. Turn it down to number 5. Wheels spinning. Hold the model. Get it in a good way. Flip this around like this. And you guys just watch. I'm going to just do my thing right here real quick. Same process as like we're sanding. Ah. I'm moving kind of fast. And then we're going to go side to side. All right. And then we're going to do it again. Back and forth. Yeah, when you do this, it gets a little like oily. Because I asked him, when do you stop? And he's like, oh, somehow it kind of creates this little oily kind of residue on it. And once you get to that, then, you know, you're reaching that stage of like finishing. And I was like, oh, all right. All right, let's stop it. All right, cool. Let me get the other towel. This is the one I wrote on. Scratch X number 2 right here. Boom. All right. Let's pull it out, and we're just gonna wipe it real quick. Then it kind of squeaks. See if it squeaks. There we go. Cool. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's see if it can see itself. Maybe the camera. No. Let me see the side camera. Let's do side camera. All right. Let's see right here. Can it see itself? The camera? No. Kinda. The reflection. Oh yeah, you can see the reflection of the stuff. Let me see if you can see this. The reflection of the bottle on the thing. Oh, it's kind of hard that way, the lighting. Let me see. There we go. There we go. Right there. Kind of like a mirror on the roof. There we go. So right here on this part, I could either continue or like move on to the next, or I could be like, you know what? Let me put a little more. You know, put a little more. Um, so let's say let's just put a little more. So repeat the process. We're gonna Q-tip, get a little bit of compound or Scratch X. We don't need so much. So I'm telling you, this stuff lasts. It's gonna last you a long time. I think it was like $7 for the bottle. I wish I could sell it, but man, I don't really want to have cases of that stuff chilling right here. You know. There to spread it out. All right. I'm gonna do it one more time, and then I'm gonna drink some coffee and read the chat real quick. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. All right. So let's hit it one more time. Turn it on. Bring it down to number 5. Get in position. All right, cool. Let's turn it the other way. Now we're gonna go side to side. There. All right, now let's get the towel and wipe it. There we go. Get another little side. So right now we just put the Scratch X. We still need to put this thing on top of that. This is gonna bring even more shine. Like if you look at the picture, boom, that's another one. And then at the end, this is like, all right, we're getting ready to go to the show. Boom, you bust out that bottle right there. That's the next one. Let me see. Oh, right on. Damn, you see? $10. That $10 is gonna last you a long time, bro. Just gotta take care of that bottle right there. All right, so this one's done. Now we need to do this part. So check it out. With that part, that's where these little tiny ones come in handy, right? because you want the little tiny one. Let me press it down to be going in here like this, right? And I'm not. And a lot of times I'm not using the flat part. I'm kind of using the little edge in a way. You know, we're just hitting it right here. We're not. We don't want to hit all this. We don't want to do that because then it's a high raised area compared to this that's more flat. You're gonna end up jacking all this up. So we're just gonna do these two parts and then do the sides right there. As far as fenders, if I wanted to do this, I probably wouldn't go as far as this and the other one. I just use the polish and get a little like a little towel, and then just wipe it on there and polish just to get that like more of a shine. So far, I mean, this is pretty shiny. It matches on there, but that's just kind of that deal. So let's go ahead and take off this piece. Let's put this one on. Bam. Back then, I used to carry these sets. I used to sell them through Zoom On was selling them, and then I was carrying them. Let me check something real quick. Let me see something because I know I had bought another set of these. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Found it. All right. Let me show you real quick. Dan, you might have to go back to Amazon again. Man, let's see. Plugging them. But anyway, check this out right here. Boom. This is like my backup. So when I bought the initial set, I bought two of them. This was my backup just in case for whatever reason something would happen. I don't know. I didn't know the durability. I didn't know how good they were going to perform or what. So I bought two. That's the info right there. And I got it through Amazon. And this was like, I don't know how many years, but it's been a while when I bought them. And they weren't a lot. Got them through. My friend, how I keep mentioning, Scott, he recommended that. The towels, the scratch, all the Scratch X Maguires and everything else. All right, let's get back into it right here. So we got the small wheel. Let's test it out before we commit and make sure we're locked in. Let's turn it on. All right, it's working. Turn it down to 5, really slow. Yeah, this Dremel, I got it for $100. Retail, no, I think 90 at the time, but with taxes, it came out to like about $100. I don't know if they still make it though. Some friends that asked me which one, and I was like, I recommend this one because it's wireless and the battery lasts a pretty good time. But some of them were like, nah, dude, I can't even, I think they discontinued it. But I'm not sure. I didn't even look into that when they told me that. I was just like, what? Dang. And then, I don't know. Now I'm like, should I have bought two of those too? But nah, I don't know. I think this one, it's already been years. I think I bought this in like 2019, 2018 when I bought this piece. All right, so let's apply compound right here. This little area. We're going to do this area. Right there. All right. So right now we're just rocking the Scratch X. We're going to focus, on the same areas that we just sanded. Boom, boom, and the sides. Once that's done, then the next color of pads and the next compound. All right, so let's turn it on. Get down to the 5. On this one, I just got to be a little bit more careful because we're running into smaller little areas. It's not like the roof where we're like in a bigger area to polish out. Oh, the noise kind of scared me right there because the back piece kind of hit the mic. I was like, boom. I was like, oh, you see? Here, let me get away over here. It's like, what? So I'm trying to show you guys this thing, but then I'm pulling it towards me. So back and forth like this. And then to the sides like that. All right. Turn it off. Let's wipe it. So this helps get rid of all those little scratches that the sanding pads would leave behind, you know? Um, let me see. Boom. Set that right there. So let's get, all right. So for the side, we're gonna switch this back to the bigger pad, just so this way it speeds up the process and it's a bit more uniformed when we lay it down right there. Bam. All right. All right, cool. Also, sometimes too, when you're doing this, compound gets in the little these little crevice areas, and you could always just with water, it comes off. So once you get um, the because I've had that happen with other cars where I'm like, wait, what? And if it's really hard, you can get a little brush, like a little paintbrush, put water on the brush, and then just it'll knock it down, you know. All right, sweet. So both sides now have the compound of where we had, put it. Oh, not put it, where we had sanded. All right, let's go. Let's drop this in here. Let's go ahead and let's just go up and down for now. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Now we're going to go side to side. Bit limited on the space. I got to be very careful that I don't. All right, that's it. Yep, that's it. I don't have to go too beyond that. Let's do up and down. Just be careful around the fenders and around the small little areas. Then we got to go side to side. Side to side over here. And we're moving it along. We're not staying in one little area. Okay, that's it. All right, so let's wipe this down. Let's get rid of that compound. So the next step we're gonna do is I'm gonna spray the car again with water, just so we could clean off this scratch, whatever scratch X residue or whatever is left on it. But look, it's starting to. We're about to shine back on here. Cool. All right. And then if you guys have ever used Splash Paints, they have a 2K clear lacquer. You could still do the same thing. That 2K clear is nice and thick as well when you shoot it. So you could definitely get a nice layer. If I was doing Tamiya rattle cans, I would I'd probably build up on the clear. That way I could go back and do the wet sanding and possibly even the polishing, but that's something I want to do further on, just to experiment with it, to see like, what if I do mess up? What if I do burn through the clear and through the paint? How will I fix it? I think that would be kind of cool to figure that one out right there. Isolating the area, maybe sanding the whole roof off, let's say, and then I do another paint job, another pattern, something. I think a mistake could probably open up some doors to reroute everything in another direction. That would probably help. Let's see. We're gonna bring this back. I'm gonna spray this so that way we could just, we're just wetting this real quick, and then we're gonna dry it. And then we're gonna go to the next. So we're just trying to get rid of whatever compound. And that was one thing too. I kept asking Scott, like, "Hey, what do you do when you're done with one? Like, do you just throw the next compound on?" He's like, "No, clean it." He's like, "Wash the car, because what if you have some of that stuff left left on there, and each one is a different type of compound. Like one's more coarse than the other. You know. Let's see. Jo1963. He's asking anyone on the chat know who can print and sells decals lowrider style murals. I honestly do not know. You know who does like customs like that. Uh, I know there's that one company, Slicks Decals or STS Decals. They print stuff, but I want to say I'm pretty sure you're gonna probably have to, you know, provide the artwork for them to print. And I could, you know, I would look into them if anything. But right now, I don't know anybody who's doing that. I wonder if there's anybody in the RC game that does it and might be able to do them in a, you know, 124 125th scale. You know, if you know anybody, if you have any homies that are into those and might have a business in that. All right, cool. So the car, we got it nice and dry now. Now we're gonna go to the next phase. Here, let's good thing I kept this little paper towel. Let's see. All right. So it's been an hour and a half. Wow. It's going back kind of quick. But I'm happy that we're doing this now. All right. So let's take off this green. We're going to put the blue. So the blue one is a bit more, it gets lighter now. The squishiness, we're getting lighter. And also this. Whenever you're left with these like that, you want to wash these as well. You want to put these in water. Let's see. Let's get the blue. Okay, cool. So let's shake this one up too. Now we're moving on. Ultimate compound right there. Man, this one's more liquidy. All right. Let's get the Q-tip. Hopefully it doesn't make a mess. Here, let me see. Let me do it down here. Sometimes when you squeeze it, it's like, wow, this one smells good. Yeah, this one's way more liquidy. I gotta do it down here. Or else this thing's gonna just spill. Okay. I need to get more. I'm just getting what's going on? Hold on. Here, let me get this paper towel. I might need to toss them in here. There it is. What's going on? It's like, there it is. I was like, it's not working. It's all at the bottom, just getting liquid. All right, let me see. Okay. Yeah, this one seems to be a little, because it's more liquid. Like it's a little more messy. Here, just put this already right here then. Just might as well, because if not, it's gonna just fall over. There we go. Damn, my stomach's starting to grow. What the hell? I ate too. Maybe I'm still hungry. All right, cool. All right. So let's turn it on. Down to the 5. Less resistance. It's more smoother. It's just because the pad's like softer. It's crazy. All right, now let's turn it around the other way. Like this. Now we're gonna do it this way, side to side, side to side, side to side. Do the other one side to side, and then we're gonna wipe it at the top. Right. Then we'll switch this up, and we're gonna have to do the hood, and then we'll come back to it and we'll do the sides. Hopefully this one stays. This one seems kind of loose. All right. Come back here and wipe this. There we go. Got the shine back. So now we're getting rid of whatever, if there whatever little tiny little scratches, that scratch X. We're erasing one thing after the other. Oop, sorry guys. I feel like I'm bumping into you. Done. That's it. We don't really have to go too hard. We're just going over the area where the scratch X was. And then we're going to repeat the same at the end with the water. All right. So it is a process, you know, if you're into this kind of stuff, it's like cool, you know. I know some people could be like, man, it's boring, bro. Come on. Is it done yet? Nah. All right. It berries. All right, let's get some more of this stuff. Let's put it, this is going to be the final application of the compound that we're going to put on the sides of the car. Then we're going to get some more coffee. Right there. We got that side cracking. Let's get the other side going. All right. Let's see. And then I'll check in with you guys right now. Boom. Let me set all this aside. Right there. All right, let's up and down. All right, that's it. Let's wipe it down, and then we'll wet it, dry it, and then we'll chill for a little bit before we do the final one, the final stage. Cool. Yeah, I need to get some more of these towels, man. I really like these. I remember going to a car show, and they had a booth, and they were there, and they had the towels, and they were having a sale and everything. You know, a lot of times they do promotions right there for you to buy stuff. They're just promoting. You know, they want everybody to use their stuff, and I was like, oh, there it is. And you know, from the show, we were gonna go somewhere else and somewhere else, and I just didn't want to be carrying all kinds of stuff. So I was like, I'll buy it online, you know, I'll get it later or whatever. And then I never ordered it. I just completely forgot. And every time when I'm gonna do this, I'm always telling myself, all right, I need to I need to go ahead and order at least like three, like a 3-pack or something. And I don't do it, but I gotta do it soon. You know. All right, cool. Let's clean this, and then I'll check in with you guys. All right, we're getting to the end of this whole polishing process and everything, and then we're gonna I at least want to apply the chrome trim on the sides at the end. I want to do that for sure. I don't want to leave you guys hanging like, oh, what? He did all that and that's it? Dang. What was all that for? No. We got to go a little further. Let me just clean this right here. Let's see. Wipe this thing. I'll leave it like this for now. Let it kind of chill like that. Woo. All right. So let's say what's up. Oh, Kevin Smith, what's up, man? How you doing? Let me go back up to here. Let's see. Only Work says, so shiny. I have just a few with clean paint jobs, but didn't polish them out. I have cutting compound and some Meguiar's stuff though, but the rest of my builds are patina or rusted out. Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. There's some that I didn't even polish them or nothing. You know, it was just the straight, the clear. The earlier stuff, none of that stuff's cleared. It's just the newer stuff is the stuff that I'm clearing. But man, I remember clearing some cars and just being a bit fearful. Like, oh, I don't even. I think this is it. Like, I'm happy with this. And people used to say, oh, you should sand it, clean this up. But I didn't know how to do it. So I was like, dang. So thanks to my friend Scott Scale Builds, that dude helped me out so much, teaching me with that. And so this one is done right here. Let's see. Let me close this up. I don't want to spill. All right, let me put this down on the floor. The Scratch X, we're going to put this one down to the floor too. And then we got to clean this pad. We got to clean this pad. And now we're going to be down to the red, which is like the softest pad. And then later I'm going to give you guys a tip too on how to clean up your glass using this pad and the Scratch X. I'll tell you guys about that once we wrap this one up. Woo. All right, so we got these little things all set up right there. These are going to be the next bits. But let me drink some coffee and keep scrolling down right here. Yes, slowly. I'm looking forward to the trim because yeah, it's gonna break it up and it's gonna pop like right here once we add that one on there. Definitely, I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Carlos? How you doing, man? We're good right here. Awesome. Let's see. So we're gonna do the final thing for now, and then we're gonna move on to the here, let me shake this thing up. We're gonna go ahead and go back to the chrome finish, and we're gonna put that on there right there. So we already Scratch X ultimate compound. Now this is the ultimate polish, the pre-waxing glaze. I'm gonna throw this on right now. Let me get another Q-tip. Actually, I just used the last one. Come on, box. There we go. How to pull out this thing. Here we go. Got it now. Let's go switch up. All right, cool. Let's let me see. Boom. Let's get the stuff out. The good stuff right here. Let me get rid of this spot right here. Bam. Yeah, so In the beginning of the video, for those that saw it, we wet sanded the areas that needed to be wet sanded, got rid of that orange peel, got rid of whatever debris, any little specks of stuff, gone. And then we moved on. And now we're here to that final area. All right, cool. Sweet. Let's see. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and handle this. Back and forth. Bam. All right. Now we got to go side to side. And then we'll go back and forth from the other end too. And then I'm going to wipe it down. Yeah, but I always like this process at the end after clear coating a car. And then wet sanding it, doing all that jazz. And then coming back. And then doing this part. And then we're down to the end. Yeah, at the very end, if I ever need to, add little wax or anything, we can still come back and do that. So that definitely helps out right there. Let me go ahead and wipe this part. Hell yeah. Dope. We're back. There it is. Roof's done right there. Let's do the side since we already have that bit on there. I don't want to take it off and then put it back on. So we are doing it up right here. Boom. So yeah, this stuff, I mean, you could find it anywhere. Like I said earlier, in your auto parts spots, Walmart, whatever. But yeah, my homie Scott Scale Builds, man, that dude gets down. Like he every man, I don't know. I was like looking at the awards from that Acme show, man. It seemed like back to back to back, like almost like the last 5 years straight. That dude's been like top 10. I'm like, wow, And he does a lot of VW stuff too, like Sambas and other stuff. He's really good at weathering his cars, but he also does some really clean builds. Like they look like they just came out of the factory. Really clean stuff. And he's sponsored by Splash Paints. I know Splash Paints flows him a lot of stuff, and I mean all his cars are all Splash Paints, and dude gets down right there. And later I'll pull up his Instagram for you guys to check out. I'll show you guys real quick some of his stuff. That dude is awesome. I think that dude he's a really nice. Oh wait, no, wrong towel. Really nice dude. It was nice to see him out there finally at that show. It was just awesome. All right, so let me get off some of the excess off, and then because I'm still gonna end up wetting this on the side. Sweet. Then we got to do the last part, the hood. That was the last part that we had sanded. All right, let's see. Let's do it up. Ugh. All right. Bam. Get some more. We're gonna need a little bit, not too much. There we go. Let me close this over here. There we go. That way don't jump on me. Bam. All right. Let's get this little scoops right there. All right, let's turn it down. Down to the 5. Get some light action. We're going back and forth. Now we're gonna go up and down, up and down. All right. Right. Let's see. This is the towel. Okay. Let's get it right here. There we go. All right. Hell yeah. Cool. So now let me put this little towel away, because we are going to spray it. I'm gonna wipe it with a different one, and then that's it for that portion. And then I'm gonna there we go. Let's get this one here. Man, making all this noise. Let me just put this away real quick. Scratch X. All right, cool. All right, let's put this one away. And then let's take these off. I don't need these anymore. Alright, cool. So let's I'm gonna spray water on here just so it lands in here, and then I'm gonna clean this later. Hell yeah. Let's get rid of all that. Yeah, I'll have to pull up Scott in a bit, because I really like his work. Yeah, and even some of the stuff that he does, man, with the weathering. A lot of patina stuff and all that. It's really nice. I think he's from Georgia as well. I think he is. Cool. All right, so that thing is done now. All right, so let me. I'm gonna pull up the glass. Kind of want to look at the glass that I have right now. That I have the. Let's see, the Scratch X. Boom. Put that over there. What's this? What was in this bag? Can't even remember. All right. So let's see here. Let's get the wipe this down, make sure it's not wet. All right, so these two are already chrome. The glass. So last night we ended up cutting to open up the windows. So these are going to be the back one. This is the back one, the two side ones, and then this is the front one. The front one's a little dirty, just a little bit dirty and stuff. And a lot of the times what I like to do with my glass is I like to also polish it, but just clean it up. And I like rocking it with the Scratch X. So, you know, like I was saying earlier, you know, the green pad, the blue, and then the red. And normally the Scratch X always you rock with the green, right? But in this one, we're going to move it over and we're going to be rocking that with the soft one, because you don't want to use a pad that's so coarse on that right there. So that's the way I've been rocking it with all my glass for a minute now. Before I would just wipe it down and be like, all right, cool, that's it. But once my homie was telling me, like, you know, I started seeing the way he was doing his, and I was like, wait, why are you doing that? And then he kind of broke it down to me, and I was like, yo, like, all right, let me try it out. And I really liked the way how it came out at the end. Right now, I don't know if you could kind of see it. You might not be able to see it. I mean, me in person here, I could tell the debris, or just like from handling it, because right here it's gonna look clean or whatever, but I could tell there's like some little, oh right there, look, like little scratches and just like little things, right, that get on it or whatever. So sometimes like I bought in model kits, you open them up and the glass is like messed up and you're like, oh what? And sometimes, you know, back then I'd be like, oh, let me look for another kit. But now I just tend to clean them up, and I get lucky, you know, sometimes. Not, I don't want to say every time you knock it out, but yeah, sometimes definitely we we could get it there. So let's see here. Let me pour this right here. Boom. Right there. We're gonna do both sides, not just one side right there. Yeah. Yeah, this dude, man, what's his handle on Instagram? I can't remember right now. And because, man, maybe I don't know if Casey might remember, but this dude on Instagram, I think he was from Italy, bro, but he was living in the U.S. He was out here. I know he was like a chef, but he built model cars, and a lot of the stuff he was doing was a lot of rally stuff. He was really into that. He was homies with Arev, and that dude broke it down to me. I was like, dang. But I remember him telling me like a couple years back, like, oh, I'm gonna be moving back, so I don't know if I'm gonna be. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, dang. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he's back yet, but I'll try to remember his name in a little bit. Let's see. All right, so we turn it down, but he's the one who had broken it down to me, and I was like, yo, like, thank you, man. All right, here we go. Just going back and forth. So we got the Scratch X, and then we got a little bit of compound. Then we're just going back and forth, really quick, not staying in one area. All right, cool. And now, it looks kind of funky right there, but then we just start wiping it down, and it starts to clear that area. And now we're gonna flip it to the other side as well. Here, let me flip it to the other side like this. And then we're going to lay it on this side now. Bam. All right. Let's see. All right. Last part right here. I'm going to look at the other glass in a bit just to see if the other ones might need it or not. But I usually like to do this step towards the end before I glue the glass onto the body there. All right, so let me turn it on. Just lower the speed. Same process. Okay. Good. All right, let's wipe it down now. Get a little bit of water. Let's see. Oh, wait up. Oh, yeah. Hold on. All right, check it out. I'm gonna bust it out. All right. Let's see. Look at the glass now. That's one side. That's the other side. There. We got rid of whatever little tiny little scratches or whatever was on there. We already went ahead and did that. Let me see if I have something. Oh yeah, check it out. So for now, I'm gonna put it in here. I don't know. You guys know what these are? Those like little plastic sleeves for the trading cards or whatever. So bought this a long time ago. I've had it for a minute. I'm just gonna put it in there for now, just because I don't wanna. I already cleaned it. I don't want to get it scratched until I'm gonna have to glue it. But there it is. Quick access right there. So Bam, we got that in there. And then let's see, let's take a look at this. This is the back one. See, the back one looks clean. It looks pretty clean, you know? Um, Back one looks really clean. It might be just a little bit on the edges right there. But you know, I might have to just do it right now. So might as well. Doesn't take long. And we'll kind of go from there real quick. And let me do this one, and then I'll check in with you guys right now on the chat, and then I just want to cut some chrome trim and put it on the car right there. So we're applying more compound from the inside right here. This is the Scratch X. There we go, right there. And then here, let me turn it on. And then I'll bring it down to number 5. All right, cool. Yeah, so lately, I kind of just been, you know, doing my thing during the day, working, chilling with my family, uh, and then finally, you know, once I have time, I'm free from responsibilities and stuff. What's on my mind is like, hey, I gotta wrap up this car, you know, I gotta keep working on it and everything, and that's what's been bringing me over here, like these these late nights. Not super late. I know for some of you guys it's even later, but you know, just kind of working on it and doing it in phases because this is helping me get it closer to completion. Uh, Whatever I did right now, I'm like, all right, cool. We got that down. Let's cross that off the list. You know, if I come back tomorrow, I already know what's next. And every time we jump back in, it's the next step of getting it there down to completion. You know, and just being able to do this process has been cool. Like I've been enjoying it. Just like you know, having fun doing it, and also hanging out with you guys right here. Let me see here, because I'd be doing this anyway. You know, even if I wasn't live, like I would just be right here doing the same thing, and it's might as well. I mean, if I have everything already hooked up, it's might as well just hit that live button. That way, you guys get to see the process. Hopefully, gives you an idea of the way how I do it, and maybe it could help you. You know, I don't know. Um, Maybe it can answer a question. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy I did it now. It's a lot cleaner than what it was. So we're gonna do the same. I'm gonna put it in this little bag. This little sleeve. Man, when did I buy this? How about it's a long time ago. Wait. So this was 2003. I think I might have bought it like maybe around 2008 or whatever. Because I remember going to a card shop and being like, "Do you guys have these sleeves?" And they had a bunch, and I just wanted to use this for different things. Sometimes I even put little detail parts on there, but yeah, this will protect it. And then I'll just set these aside somewhere so that way they don't get damaged or whatever. But yeah, yesterday we ended up cutting this off, the side mirrors, because they were long. We just decided let's cut them off. Let me check the chat. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Stan? How you doing? Thank you, Stan. Um, Thank you for hanging out right here with us. And then Scratch X works better than Novus. I've used Novus back then, and I don't know. Like I just used it for what it was, but I couldn't compare it back then, like many years ago, like to anything. I just it worked great. You know, I don't have any bad things to say about it. It was just later on when I was using Novus, everything I was doing it by hand. When I would be like, you know, polishing plastic, especially the glass. But now with the tools, you know, I just rock this. But I think that's still a great product, dude. I don't think one's better than the other. I think it just boils down to preference right there. Um, let's see here. Let me get a little more. Yeah, I think it just boils down to that, because I still have friends that rock the Novus, and their stuff looks great. Yeah, I think from the Novice, I later went into the Tamiya um, compounds, and then I rocked those for a little bit. I still have my sets. I just don't use them anymore. They're just kind of there um, for later use. But the Novus, I did run out of those because I know there's the three bottles, but I know there was one that I would rarely ever use. I know there's one I didn't really use at all. I don't know if it was the number three. I forget which number, but I think I used the red one and the blue one. Yeah, it was the green one I didn't use at all because I remember buying a set of that the Novus. All right. I just decided why not just do the side ones. Let's just get this done. So I don't have to redo it. I have to bust all this stuff out again. Cause I'm gonna get down to the Amir finish before we wrap up tonight. Damn, we've already been 2 hours. Let me see. It's 2 hours. Sweet. Yeah, it takes time. The process. Well worth it. All right, let's put this glass away in here as well. We'll separate it from the other one. And we're going to go ahead and do another one right here. Let's get a little more. Okay. Put on this side. Here, let's just put on the other side. Let's get a little ambitious and just put it on both sides. Uh-oh. Cutting corners. Nah. Uh-oh. Let's see. Okay, let's do this side first. Hit it up. This side. Hit it up. Yeah, so if everything pans out good tomorrow with getting the things I need to get done, after work and everything, I'll most likely be here again. We'll be in the live. All right, let's wipe it down. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get another little sleeve. Toss that in there. All right, cool. So now let's put this away. I'm gonna start putting some stuff away. Because we're gonna move on to the next piece. Gonna need this. We're gonna have to wash these. All right, let's put this away right there. All right. Let's get this towel out of the way. Yeah, I need to get more of these towels, man. These things are dope. All right. Where's the knife? The one I want to use. All right, there it is. Yeah, this thing's still sharp right there. All right, so I'm not gonna do the whole car or like the windows or anything. I just want to do the side, the two side, the trims for the side, and that's it. And then I would say tomorrow, that would be the next thing on the homework list is to add the trims on the glass and pretty much just wrap up wherever else chrome trim needs to be added to, and then that would be it for that part. And then after that, I'd say I'd probably be having to start to working on test fitment of like the headlights and everything else. You know, it's getting to those final stages there. So let's see here. This is still pretty long. As you can see here, I mean, I'm gonna cut the whole little strip, and then we'll keep the end of it there. Let's see here. I might have to pull this a little closer to me though. I don't know if you guys are gonna. I don't know if it's gonna get it, but I'm basically just gonna eyeball it and cut a little strip. But here, let me position myself good over here, and then you guys will be able to see, because the thing with this right now is since the camera's in front of me, it's kind of in the way. And let's see, I might have to just let me see how this one's gonna pan out right here. All right, then we're gonna do another one. All right, now it's straight. No, let's do the line. There we go. I see it now. Let me see how big this is. Okay, cool. Are you guys chilling or working on your builds right now? What are you guys up to? All right, here we go. There we go. We got the first piece right here. We're gonna cut one more for the other side. Here we go. There we go. Let's see if we got it. There we go. All right, let's put this away. We'll come back to it if we need to. Let's put this sheet away. This is all I got. Oh, nice. Working on hinges. Dope. Kevin's Models, what's up, man? Let's see. First time here in your channel. I just finished up some decals on the model Rocket. Awesome, man. And welcome. Welcome as well, man. Just chilling right here, working on this. And then Only Works. Oh, no, sir. Graveyard at Work. Right on, bro. Damn, putting in that work. That's what's up, man. Haven't touched a whip in several weeks now. Hopefully soon, bro. Hopefully you'll get that time and, get back. You'll feel like it wasn't 3 weeks, like you weren't like touching it, like bam, back from where I left off. That's cool. See, Kevin's eating his dinner. Right on, man. That's what's up. That's cool, bro. Let's see. All right, so all right, let's get this. Let's grab this real quick right here, and then I'll come back. But yeah, let's take off the back part right there. All right, sweet. So let me pull it up right here. Here we got it. The backing's already off. Man, I feel like I'm holding a snake in my hand right here, All right, sweet. So let's go ahead and add this right here. Let me put this close to my face so I can get this first initial one right here. And then I'm going to pull this. All right. So I just kind of dropped it on there for now. We're playing around right here. Let me see. Let me Let me adjust. Ah, there we go. Let's readjust. I gotta. Here, we'll start laying this one down, and then we'll come back and we'll readjust on the back. It's kind of long. Sorry, guys. I was like pulling it away real quick. Thing about I like about this stuff, it's a little stretchy. You could once you lay it down, if you don't like the way it looks, you could redo it and keep redoing it until you got it down to how you want it. All right, let's see. So I need to fix this little area right here. There's like a little bump. There we go. Get in that little crevice. Use my nail. Right there. Boom. All right. Let me there we go. Let me see. Let's inspect it. Let's see. Where's the? Let me get the. We can have that. Then this one right here. All right. So we'll snip off this extended end right here. Bam. Let's see here. That's trash right there. Because we're probably going to need this part. Here, I'm going to have to cut this at an angle right here. There we go, right here. Sorry, guys. It's going to probably be a little bit off camera just because of the position I'm in right now. Boom. There we go. I just clipped it. I'll fix it later right there, but just to kind of get the idea. Got the chrome trim. We still left with a piece here. Let me separate it. You can still reuse this for later. We still have some left. Here, let me put it on something, and then we'll rock this later, a little later. We'll leave it like that. Boom, this little stand will hold it. I'll just leave it up here. We could always come back to that, and then let's rock. We did that side. Let's rock the other side, and then we'll do the rest tomorrow. So tomorrow, when I come back, I'll come back to it with a fresh set of eyes, pretty much, and to see if I like it. If I don't like it, then I'll redo it. I'll redo it, and it will be good. So I just want to make sure that I am going to dig it at the end, that I'm not going to be like, oh man, you know what? I'm kind of not digging it. It's crooked. It's off. Or it's too small or too big, There's all those little things. Because, today it was more focused on the polishing part. That was kind of more the gig of things of what we were doing. We're just chilling. All right, let's see. Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this one. I'm just gonna lay it down, just for practice. But I'm gonna have to redo this side already. I already could tell. This piece. This was the first piece I cut. It's too small. It's way too small. I want it to match the other one, but I'll just throw it on just for now. And then tomorrow, when I jump back on, I'll be like, all right, let's take it off, guys. Let's do it. Let's redo it. But I just to show you how easy this stuff is to apply. It's not that crazy. There. Or who knows, man? I kind of like it. But nah, I think it needs to be just a little bit bigger. Like a little bit. But I'm digging it. Man, it's close. No, this one's bigger. It needs to be on this size right there. But I'm gonna leave this like that just so this way I could pull it off tomorrow. But I'll come back to it with a fresh pair of eyes. We still need to do other areas of the chrome trim, which I'm very excited about. I know the center piece. Man, I wonder if this one would reach. Okay, let me check. Huh. Let's see. Will it reach? Maybe. Let's try. What if it does? That'd be dope. I'll be like, cool. I only have to do the other side. And then the windows, and that's it. Okay, let me hold that. Oh, yeah, it's going to reach for sure. Heck yeah. I like that shine right there, how it curves. Right there, boom. And then, let's see. I'm going to have to cut it. Let me pull it back. We're going to cut it right there. All right. Here, I'm gonna have to pull this away from camera though to cut it because I need to kind of lean this on my stomach. There. Ooh, we cut the piece. There we go. Here, we'll save this little piece. We might need it. Yeah, let's just trim this, and then later we'll take it off. Just to get the inspiration for now. There we go. There. All right, so toss this little piece. I won't need that. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. Get a piece of tape. Let's see. Later on, Kevin. Have a good night, man. Thanks for coming through. Catch you later. All right, cool. All right. So let's see how it would look. See if I can fit this on here. On this side. Yeah, this was kind of hard the other day when I was putting it on. Because the car's obviously not glued together. But let me see how I can do it. All right, like this. Here, I'll just put it as close as possible to the edge right there. Like that. Right there. Bam. All right. Then Then we're gonna have the little bear. I'm gonna paint this little bear. I'm gonna paint it the same color as a car, with some accents right there as well. So yeah, let's see. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks, man. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be adding the VW logo. That's gonna be towards the end. Um, I have it set aside. It came with the car. It's like the metal sticker, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I really like those. Yeah, in case if I couldn't get them, Zoom On makes them. They make a bunch of those metal stickers. Yeah, but this little bear though, I'm gonna end up painting this little thing. This thing's gonna go on the package tray. It's gonna be like back in this little area right here. She's gonna be cool, just chilling right there. Boom. The little mascot. All right, so yeah, I think we accomplished what needed to be done for now. The final stages, once everything's put on, the glass and everything, uh, you know, then we're gonna do the final assembly, and then the final assembly of the wheels also glued on and everything. I Because right now they're all loose, they're all over the place. They're not really like lined up the way I want them to be. I could still wiggle them back and forth. But yeah, it's little by little, it's coming together right there. Thank you, Andres. Thank you, bro. Yeah, little by little, it's gonna come to life. But yeah, I need to pull out these back wheels more so they touch more of the fender, because right now it feels like they're sunk inside still. Oh dang, I still have a little bit of coffee. Um, yeah, thank you, OmniWorks. Thanks, man. Yeah, little by little, man. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited to pull it out and bring it out to Armando's show. I think it's more the satisfaction of getting it close to having it done soon before the event. Because man, when I was working on the Corvair, I didn't finish it at all. I was working on it, but I didn't even finish it, and I felt bad. I was like, dang, I didn't even I got started on that kind of late, and I'm like, dude, I gotta get this Corvair done. Um, I still need to add more graphics to the paint. Let me see here. I'll bust out. Let me fix it. It's not even done. I still need to do the interior and everything. But yeah, this is another one I need to wrap up. I still need to add more graphics to it, to the roof and to the sides. Um, yeah, because on this one I added the last thing I did was just add pinstriping to it. And here, let's see. Let's get a close up. And then we have the flames, but yeah, I need to re-clear this thing. And then we got flames on the side. You could barely see the flames. It's more on the light. Like once I have that down, and then the back's kind of cut out right there. But yeah, this is this is for the current presentation that he's doing this year, 2026. And then this would have been, if I would have had it done, this would have been the 2025 presentation right there. So yeah, later once I have those, we'll kind of go from there and get those done. But yeah, I just need to add final graphics to it and then re-clear it one last time, and the body's done. Then I need to, work on the interior for it. But this will be another project once we wrap up this one. Right now, the focus is on the bug right there. We're gonna do that one up. Let me see here. It's already gonna be midnight. I gotta get up early tomorrow. Let me see. I'm trying to check something. What's this? Oh, this is old. I was like, what's this? Checking. All right, cool. Never mind. I was like looking at something right here, but yeah. Let's see. I hope our Corvairs can share a table over there someday. I know. Yours was already over here last year. That was nice. And then but yeah, we'll see what's up. If but one day I'll even if it's not at the show, I'll have to tell Armando, hey, bring Casey's Corvair. We gotta do like a photo shoot with his and mine together, chilling. That'd be fun to do something like that. Yeah, these are the little pieces right there. Cool. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna head out right now, guys. I gotta bounce. It's getting late because I still gotta kind of clean up a little bit before I take off and call it a night. I gotta get up early, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me right here. And yeah, we'll see tomorrow. What if I come back tomorrow on here doing the live, we'll see what's the next step that I need to come through with on this build, just to start getting it more and more done. You know, Kevin, let's see. Lately, I would say, I don't know, the last few days I've kind of been coming on here like every day. Usually around 9:30 or 10 p.m. Pacific. I'm out in the LA area, so that's usually the time when I jump on. But it's been a while. Even before that, I was in live for maybe a month. I was just making videos and stuff like that. But since I'm working on this build and I'm gonna be here working on it, might as well go live, and just kind of hang out with you guys right here. So there's a possibility tomorrow I'll probably be back again doing the live as well. But yeah, man, come through. If you're available, chilling out. I appreciate everybody coming through and just chilling. And hopefully you guys are also working on some stuff and just kind of, kicking it right there. Oh, right on, cool. Yeah, we're neighbors right there. That's what's up. Awesome, man. Thank you. But yeah, let me give you guys a shout out before I bounce. Kevin's Models, Lane Low Hobbies, Oni Works, Slowly Models, Carlos Avalar, Kevin Smith as well. And let's see, I'm scrolling up. JO1963. And let's see. We also have Stan, aka Panhead Stan, right there. Armando Flores was on here earlier. And let's see, I'm missing one more person I know for sure. Oh yeah, Joe Ariola. And also John Paul too. He was on here earlier saying what's up. Cool. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Oh yeah, and Paint Maverick, man, I can't forget Paint Maverick and Tom. They were like early on right there. They came through. Then I scrolled all the way up to the top, and oh yeah, Broken Ankles Racing. Dang, right there too. Cool. All right, guys. Well, it was fun hanging out. It's time to turn off the lights and head out. All right. You guys have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and hopefully I get to chill out again tomorrow. All right. Peace.